resources helping the development of the nations a lot. We were, the Indians, we were unaware of the value of human resources. Of course, we considered the human being as a curse, because when we are asked the reason for the poverty in India, the very first point we say population. Is there anywhere they call the human being is a hindrance for the development? Because we were unaware. But in the recent past, we understood the value of human being. If it is used properly, if they are trained properly, the human resources helping the development of the nations to a greater extent, no doubt. This subject is a department in organizations. But in olden days, just 20 years back, if you go to organization, you cannot find the department for HR. So HR is only 20 years old. This subject completely dealing about the laborers alone, the human being in the organization. This is a department which involve in all the department activities, because in every department human being is involved, in the name of marketing, in the name of finance, in the name of sales. Everywhere works are done by the human being. So HR department is a nervous system. You would have studied in scope. In the human body, though we have so many vital inner organs, these inner organs are made to function with the help of nervous system. In the same way, in the organizations, though there are many functional organizations like production department, R&D department, sales department, and the like, all these departments are made to function. The life is given by one department, that is HR department. That is the reason why the HR department is described as a nervous system in the organization. Now you understand what a valuable, precious subject you are studying, right? You can become the future managers, HR managers, and you can rule the organization. You can take up the organization to the highest level. Dream to become a CEO of big companies, for which you need lay the foundation. That's nothing but the subject HRM. Right now, I have many students occupying prestigious posts like a HR manager and other. Whenever I happen to contact them over phone, they say, "Sir, the fundamental that you have given is helping me to build castle." The very same point I tell you, have sufficient knowledge in laying the foundation, after which you can build castle. This is what I want to tell you. Coming to industrial relation, there are 5 units you can find. The first and second units have been taught by RK ma'am as well as Sendil sir. I am proceeding with the 4th unit. This unit out and out discussing about the workers and employers, their psychology, their relations, how good, what's the reasons of the what is a better relationship between employees and employer, because of the bitter relationship. What are the consequences? The consequences are nothing but production reduces. It will end in strike. It will end in what say burn, hardal, even sometimes a lockdown. These days, the what to say, the repetition of listening to lockdown has come to my mind. This is lockout. Lockout and strike are the two tools to show their what to say uh, their opposition. Workers, whenever they want to show their opposition for the policy, for the adamant nature of employers, they take up the tool called as strike. Strike is engineered by employees for the adamant, or when the employers are not addressing the needs and demands of employees. At the same time, the employer show their opponent for the unreasonable demand of employees. The tool is nothing but lockout. They pull the shutters down, go out, you take care of yourself. The management no way help you when you show the unreasonable demands. So two parties have two different tools to stop the production. This will not be helping either party. As a result, the country's development will be stunted. To avoid this, there should be a department called HRM, Human Resource Management, that should link the two groups, workers and employers. Actually, these two group of people are like North Pole and South Pole. If employees are North Pole, the employees are the South Pole. These two people never have a unity, never have a common ideas. They do not respect each other. They do not value each other. Some differences are going on from the time immemorial. The things are happening. As I tell you in other classes, if you ask any employee about your boss, how about your boss, definitely they won't be saying my boss is really very good and have so much of concern over me. Do you think they will not tell? At the same time, if you go to any employer and ask how about your employees, do you think that my employee is really very good, so loyal, working very hard for the production? They never say. They keep saying that employees are never good, they are selfish, they don't work. That way they will talk negatively, right? So two different group of people, contradictory in their nature. Such a group of people uh, brought or bound in the organization for a common cause called production. So the HR department major work is uniting the people, uniting the employees and employer, or otherwise I can call it what say integrating the interest of employees and integrating the interest of employees and employer. What must be the interest of employees? That must be more wages, development, what to say, standard in developing standard of living, a comfortable life, to become rich. That must be the interest of the employees. Employer, he wants more production, more profit. Very strictly speaking, employees want less work, more pay, but this employer needs more work and less pay. When these two people join together, the production is not possible. If there is a production, that will be less. To increase the production, increase the profit, help the nation for the development. What do you need actually? That is uniting the people, developing harmonious relations between the two people. That work, that Yemen work, very important work, is always called as Yemen work. Yemen work is very, very important. That Yemen work is done by the HRM people. The work is nothing but uniting the people, integrating the interest of the people. That work is done by the HR. Okay. Now we all keep talking and writing a lot about to improve the standard of workers. because the workers undergoing n number of problems. It is not financial problem alone. They are undergoing health hazard. They are undergoing occupational diseases. They are undergoing industrial diseases. N number of problems. So all these problems should be curtailed, should be stopped. They have to be improved further and further, because the growth of the country is in the hands of agriculturists as well as the workers. So these people respect should be improved. For improving, what are the steps are taken by the government, that all we have to see. Okay, now we have to understand the conditions of employees, conditions of labor, conditions of worker in the past centuries. That condition slowly developing and developing and developing. Now it has come to a peak. Now they are treated well. They have freedom. They have their own voice. They have their own organization to talk in support of them. All these things are taking place. Let's see what are the conditions of workers in past centuries through slides. I will share the slides with you. Kindly look into it and listen to my lecture from the slides. Okay, now we share the slides. Sahana? Slide. அன்மியூட் சொன்னா பேசிட்டு மியூட்ல இருங்க, அன்மியூட்ல இருங்க. இல்ல ஃபோன் பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லைன்னா ஸ்டாப் லிசனிங் கொடுங்க. எங்க போனோம்? மினிமைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போனோம். Interesting. Sana? Conditions of employees in the past centuries. Conditions of employees in the past centuries. The employees were treated slaves in the very beginning. When there were wars between two kingdoms, one country is defeated. Ma'am, visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. One country is defeated, the other country is victorious. The defeated country people will become slaves for the victorious countries. They make use of the defeated country people for doing their all personal official work without payment. They are literally slaves. Only 3 times food for survival they'll give it. It was very beginning, the very first stage. Then, when slowly the business started developing, employees are treated as a commodities. Here, commodity is a lifeless, inanimate things. Whenever we want, we use the commodity. When we do not want, we throw it. These were the conditions for the employees. Employees were not treated as good as a human being. Whenever the employer in need of employees, they will appoint them, give them very less salary. When they do not want, without a question, they will send them out. This is a very bad condition met by the employees. Next development among the employees are coolie. Here, coolie employees are independent in nature, but whenever the affordable people need help, these people will do and get the wages. The wages are very less and find it very difficult to live. The next development is colossus. In big industries, railways and other, the least cadre is given to workers. Next improvement, they are called as worker. Worker with 8 hours duty, and there is a little respect. When comparing the past centuries, they have picked up little more respect. But even then, in the society, the designation called worker did not bring any happiness. They didn't feel proud of that name, worker. After all, a worker in that way they call it. In 20th century, their conditions completely transformed. They are called as employees. Employees are given many different advantages. Many different laws are enacted supporting the employees. So employees' values and their respect in the society is elevated to a greater extent. People will be proud calling themselves, I'm an employee. I'm an employee from central government. I'm an employee of state government. I'm an employee of the private sector. So these are all the various stages by which the status of an employee is get improved further and further. The final, the apex, the peak level is business partner. International Labour Organization, it's an agency of UNO. It is supporting the employees in the world. In one of the conferences, it has said that employees value and respect that is further improved. They have to be kept to the level of employer. They have to be called as business partner. But most of the members of ILO did not accept it because to become a partner, he must be very sound in financially, and he must take part in capital. That is the point we can call those people as a partner. But employees are not affordable to share the capital. So many countries did not accept it. But there are steps have been taken to improve the standard of employees to the level of employer by way of selling the shares to the workers. If employees are buying the share of the companies, automatically they become shareholders. They're nothing but a partner. So that is how we can develop the employees' values and respect to the next level. The things are still, it is in process. How far it will be successful, we have to wait and see. Let's see the next. Lessons of Great Depression of 1930 and 32. This is a turning point in the history of labor. Labor's respect and value is understood. This is a lesson given by the Great Depression. You must have studied about the Great Depression in school level. It is a phenomenon where all people are thrown out of job, all the banks all the banks have become bankrupt, and the share market is crashed. Even there is no transaction of buying and selling. Such a situation in a country is called as a depression. Great Depression. It had taken place in the year 1930-32. It affected all the countries, like the pandemic, which affected the whole world. Great Depression affected the whole world. Most of the countries' economic conditions have been established. This situation is called as the depression. How this depression has taken place? Who is the reason for that? When you see that, they are nothing but the reason, the person who is reason behind this, the employer, the capitalist. See, to run the business, we need four factors: land, labor, capital, and organizations. When all put together and work out, we get the finished product. By selling the product, we get profit. Here, to get more and more profit, they have to increase the margin. Suppose the manufacturing cost of a product is 100 rupees, 10 rupees is 10% is a margin. They sell it for 110, 10 rupees become a profit. But if they increase the profit margin 20%, 30%, now people will not buy it because the competitive products are less in price. So to increase the profit, they have to reduce the manufacturing cost. So when we reduce the manufacturing cost, we cannot reduce the rent, we cannot reduce the interest, the loan got from the bank. They cannot do it. The person who can bear everything, they can work with the less pay is the labor. So they reduce the labor and reduce the labor cost, reduce the manufacturing cost, and increase the profits. This resulted in depression. When all the people in the country left with very less purchasing power, they cannot buy things. Now, so much products are left unsold. So all these people went over to the bank to get back the life saving. When all the people went over the bank to get the life saving, the bank cannot distribute the life saving. It crashed. Bank has become bankrupt. All the share markets have been crashed. Already people have been thrown into the streets. There is this situation. This scenario is called as Great Depression. So this is the reason for the reducing of labor, reducing the wages of the labor. This incident is giving importance to understand the value of the employees. Next is reasons for the downgrade of value of employees. The employees' condition is downgrading their value. What are the reasons? There are four reasons. One, Industrial Revolution in UK 1950. When all the countries in the world buying each other to become richer and richest, they're working very hard, producing a lot of things, exporting to other countries. All these things are taken place. But in but in UK, there were important inventions, technological development, harnessing of steam, invention of printing machines, and many other gigantic machines. All these put together and produced a mass production. So it started exporting to many different countries and earning a huge amount of foreign currencies. During that time, the total volume of export, 40% originated from UK. Then you understand how UK become a richer and richest country. Here the point is, all the employers started concentrating on technology and machineries. The workers are let down. Their respect, their value gone down a lot. Besides factory system, in the factory system, workers are kept in the very last cadre. In the organization structure, you can find the workers in last category. Their salary is less, their respect is less, their value also found to be less. Capitalism also one of the reasons for the erosion of the values and respect of the employees. It is because capitalism is one which concentrates more and more on profit than the employees, than the customers. Such a economic system prevailing, employees' respect and values cannot be increasing. And the last one, unrecognition of trade unions. Employees all joined together. They have formed trade unions to give voice against employers' injustice. But these trade unions are not at all recognized by the organizations in general because the unrecognition of trade unions, employees' needs, demands are not fulfilled. They have met injustice from employees, from employers. So this also has become a reason for the erosion of values and respect of employees. Remember, what are the reasons to keep the employees in the lower strata of the society or less value in the society are these four. But at the same time, always there is a reactions. Things will not go in one direction always. There will be a changes. So in this situation also, there was a turning point to improve the condition of employees. They are three in number. They are one, Gandhian principles of trusteeship. This is about uh, improving the value of employees. Mahatma Gandhi has said that business business is run with the help of employees and employers. When these people behave as brothers with unity, with friendliness, business develops further and furthermore. So here employees should not be treated badly. They must be treated equally with the employer. Even the capitalist or the entrepreneur, they have to consider themselves as the trustees. The god has given huge capital, wealth and property. That should be uh, that should be used for the development of the society. God has made you as a trustee for the capital and property that is given to you. You have to use it for the society. At the same time, employees should not be self-centered. They should not always work for their development. They have to involve in the production activities, understand the responsibilities of employees, and produce uh, a lot and help the organization to get more and more profit. Next is India is a welfare state. This also a very good point that elevate the value and respect of the employees. India is a democratic and welfare state. It is helping all sections of people. It is not letting down anybody. It wants all the citizens to enjoy the fundamental rights, enjoy the freedom. And suppose any section of the people in the name of caste, in the case of deformity, or in the in by form of what to say uh, exploiting had happened anywhere in the society, government will not sit quietly folding its hands. It will legislate many laws and make such people be arrested and punished. So many laws are framed to support the workers. The laws like a minimum wage act. Here, the labor ministry prescribing certain wages. This wages should be paid by all the employees in all the organizations. Any organization is paying less than that will be taken, will be given punishment, and even they go to the extent of sealing the company. The same way, Industrial Dispute Act, for the ladies, there's a maternity benefit, leave policy, and what to say, uh, PF benefit, insurance benefit, many other helps are extended to the worker by legislating laws. These laws should be adhered by each and every organizations. This will be helping a lot to improve the standard of living of the people, and they have what to say value and importance in the society. So there are two sides. In the very beginning, the past centuries, though the condition of employees economically, socially, physically was very bad, the situation slowly turning in favor of what say employees. The next topic is about trade union. What is trade union? Trade union is an organization of workers. Organization of workers to promote, protect, and improve the social, economic, political interest of its members. So any four people join together, they can form a trade union. This trade union's purpose is promoting, protecting, and improving socio-economic and political interest of members. This is what is called as trade union. Here, if any injustice happen to an individual, his voice will not be taken care of, will not be given value. But if he has an association with a group, if he has a member of a group, the group will represent his what represent the misdeeds done to the individual. That will be well taken care of. Then the organization will give him the due respect, and there are chances of getting redressal. So instead of being an individual, being in a group is always good. Having that in mind, each and every employee have joined many different trade unions. Trade unions, INTUC, CITUC, then many different political affiliated trade unions, AIDMK, DMK, Congress, Janata Dal, BJP, each and every political affiliated trade unions are coming. It is for the sake of to stop injustice to the employees, to get justice to the employees. So trade unions are must to protect, to promote, and improve socio-economic and political interests. So this is the topic called trade union. So far we have studied about conditions of employees and what are the reasons for the very bad political economical condition of the employees in the past centuries. Besides, how were the turning points arose by Gandhian principles of trusteeship and the welfare state, and what were the various religious legislations framed to protect the employees. All these things we have seen. With this background, with this backdrop, if we enter into a new topic called trade union, we can understand how well, how good, how correct to have a trade union to support, to give a staunch support to employees to get their rights and fight against the injustice done to employees by the employer. So organization, that is trade organization, is must. We will be seeing what are the objectives of trade union, what must be the aim, purpose, destination of a trade union, what for it is formed. This we will be saying. But how the trade unions functions to achieve the goals. Just having goals and aims and purpose is not enough. We should have the path, clear-cut path to attain it. So what are the functions of trade union? By putting all these things, whether the trade union in India really has grown, really it is effective, that we have studied. But when we go in detail, we'll come to know that the trade unions in India are not strong enough. They have so much of what say pitfalls here and there. All the pitfalls must be cleared. The weakness must be changed into strengthening the trade union. So let's see in the coming classes what are the weakness of trade union. One by one we will be reading it, studying it. Then what are the suggestion we can give it to strengthen the trade union. So by giving, we have to study the objectives of trade union. Number two is about what are the weakness of the trade union. And number three is the suggestions you put in to strengthen the trade union in India. All these factors really help to improve the trade union. That all we plan to I plan discuss in the future class. So remember, this is the very first class. In the very first class in online classes, I have taught you about industrial relations. What is industrial relations? What are the conditions of employees? Till the trade union. and about the more and more detail about the trade union will be given in the next class. Just listening to the class is not sufficient. You have to take note of that. Besides, you have to recollect the points every day. Just listening once and forgetting everything, then trying to recollect before going to the examination is a futile job. You cannot recollect all these things. If you even the road and ways, if you go continuously, regularly, or very often, you can understand the route, you can reach the destinations. Only once you go that side, after years, if you want to go to that destination, you will be perplexed, you will be confused, you cannot go straight away. So what I tell you, to reach the destination, you must be well accustomed to the route by way of visiting the place very often. In the same way, to attend the examination and write the answers, just one time listening is not at all enough. You have to get acquainted with the answer, like taking trips many times. You have to bring those points to your mind many times. Then only you can clear the subject with a very high mark. Understand, students? What I tell you is really beneficial to you. Take note of that. Whatever it is, you have to get practiced, get acquainted. Those important life-giving, life-promoting activities should reside in your mind, so that you will be progressed. But your desire is one side, but your practice is some other field. Now, how you can reach the desired goal? If at all you do not have acquaintancy, practice allowing such a thought to dwell in the mind, you can reach the destination which you desired, which you dreamt. So you desire and work accordingly so that you can achieve what you want. Okay, my dear students, thank you very much for attending the very first class. Hope you would have enjoyed. We'll meet in the another class with a new topic. Very
Yes, sir.
particularly, we see the trade union in detail. I consider this question is very, very important for the examination. Most probably, you can see this question. You can see this question in the question paper in the examination. Thank you very much. Over to Ake ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was a very valuable session. Now, students, I've just shared in the attendance link. If anyone has any doubt, you can stay and ask. We will just clear it up. Otherwise, you can enter the attendance link, which will be opened till this meet is open. I see most of you have not on your videos today.